My name is Charlie, and I'm in the 8th grade. I'm here to talk to you about something that you may not be aware of. But first, close your eyes. Now, what do you think about when I say the word school? You probably think about math, science, A's and B's, things along those lines, right? Well, these things are known as book smarts. If you get good grades, you're probably book smart. But there's another kind of intelligence. Street smarts, otherwise known as savviness. This is someone who makes practical decisions and can adapt to spontaneous situations. Street smarts are obtained through hands-on experiences, as opposed to book smarts, which are obtained in the classroom. To be successful in life, you need both, but oftentimes it requires more street smarts. Take Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, and Steve Jobs, for example. 3 incredibly smart dudes. They never graduated college. They obtained their knowledge through hands-on experiences. But here's the problem. School puts children in a bubble. It's all about getting good grades, and there are so many rules and limitations. There are some, but not enough, good hands-on learning experiences. It's mostly reading books and writing essays. Now, these skills are necessary to a certain extent, but after a while, kids begin to lose interest. Take my friend Ken, for example. You put a broken engine in front of him, he'll have it up and running in 5 minutes. He knows something about everything and is able to apply it to real-world situations. I remember just last summer, we were riding bikes when my tube popped that's inside my tire. Now, I thought this was going to be a catastrophe because then I'd have to walk home. But Ken walked over, picked up some hot tar that had been baking in the summer heat, and put it in the hole and it was plugged. It was amazing. Ken was able to adapt to the situation at hand and fix the problem. We need more people like Ken, and there are. But here's the thing. Ken doesn't care very much for school. I'm sure if he tried, he could get straight A's, but he doesn't. I bet if you thought about it, you probably know a lot of people like this too. And it's a shame because these kids aren't fulfilling their full potential. They're not getting the best grades, so they're not going to go to the best colleges or even college at all, so they're not going to get the best jobs, and they're wasting their potential. But as machines continue to take over human jobs, everyone is becoming more aware that the stuff that we're getting taught in school is less and less necessary. School is preparing us for a world that is becoming obsolete, and Ken's skills, like his ingenuity, are becoming more and more sought after. That's why we need to rethink the education system. First off, we need to get rid of a lot of the useless information. It's basic knowledge that we're probably not going to use a lot of the stuff that we learn in school. In Cedar Rapids, Iowa, 65 adults were asked to sit through a whole entire day of high school. They had to do things like ask permission to go to the bathroom, follow a schedule, and things like that. After a whole entire day of this, a CEO who spends his days using math to make money had these comments about a high school math class. He said it was useless. Flat out, just said it was useless. This probably means we don't need a lot of stuff to learn in school, so we should get rid of it to allow the mind to have other things to put in there. Now, this brings me to my next point. We need to allow kids more opportunity to branch out and explore their passions. Now, while it is true that there is some of this in high school, it's not enough, and in middle school, there's barely any. How do you expect a kid to be interested in a subject and want to learn it if he doesn't like what's being taught? This is especially true in Ken and many people like him. Now, lastly, we need to stop putting children in a bubble. School is a lot different from the real world, and when kids are sheltered from all this stuff that goes along in the real world, it becomes prevalent in real world work situations. Now, what I have noticed from having many years of school is that the teachers that treat their kids like children are the ones that kids like the least. They're more likely to disrupt that class, and they're less likely to want to learn it. However, what I've also noticed is that the teachers that are more down to earth and just kind of interact with students like normal people are the ones that kids like the most. Kids are not as naive as people think, and they recognize when a teacher is being super strict or super babyish for no reason. We recognize honesty, so being honest goes a long way, and it can improve the lives of students and teachers too. With all this said, the modern day education system needs to change with the times. Autonomy has taken over so many jobs, and kids need to be prepared for this world, not put into a bubble and pumped out like a product. There are so many great brains out there, like Ken, but they are simply not being used to their full potential. With some tweaks to the system, school can be way better than it is, and can start forming brains of the future, not of the past. Lucky for me, school and the work associated with it came relatively simple. My hope is that for the Kens of the world, teachers and the educational system change their format to allow for success for students of all types of brains.